Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Overwatch Weekly. Another episode here with BobbyJ. I'm back in Australia. I've got RQT Project and CKM with me here today. We're going to talk about the Summer Series, CyberGamer, all that bullshit. So let's get into it. You are up first, CKM. I've got my candle ready. I'll light it at the end of the podcast. How are you going today, mate?
All right. Going pretty good.
Just all right. A lot of enthusiasm coming out
not
from
bad.
the young man. Well, what about you, Project? How are you going?
It's 7:30 on a Friday, and I've got a 150 lashes in front of me, so can't complain, Bobby. Always a big fan, as always.
And another fellow Melburnian is RQT. How's it going, mate?
Good. I'm just trying to figure out how I can keep the $6,000 for myself without paying my team.
Well,
So if anyone's got any ideas, tweet me.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we can hit up someone from Tainted Minds to help you out. Maybe, maybe that one was a bit too early. Anyway, moving on. So CyberGamer, that happened on Tuesday night. Let's briefly hash over. We've got Monopoly Club taking on Thinking in the semi-final. Monopoly Club moved on. Then Masterminds GC took on Love Shack, with Monopoly Club getting into the grand final of Masterminds, with them taking it out. So the young boys on a tear already after the Summer Series. But let's get stuck into the Summer Series. You guys were in teams, of course, that were competing in the top four. We don't have anyone from Love Shack here today, but of course, Fusion Girls coming out victors up against your team, Project Scylla. And then we also had an awesome semi-final that I had the pleasure of casting, which was Scylla v Jam. So we'll talk about that game first. CKM, what were your thoughts on the semi-final?
Well, it was extremely close, obviously. For anyone that watched it, it was like we had much more of a... We played a lot better on Koth than we did in any of the other maps. Like, Scylla kind of just absolutely destroyed us on Hollywood and... What was the other map? There was...
Hollywood, Eichenwald, and... Was it Route? I think it was Route.
Yeah. Root was pretty close, but yeah, we major fucked up at the end. We overused our ultimates on last point Eichenwald. We'd like pretty much won the fight, but we had like so much adrenaline running, and we were like freaking out. And me and Render used our ults at the end of the fight, especially me. Like I think me using my Mei ult kind of like pretty much through the series, which was unfortunate. But yeah, it was a really fun game to play.
What about you, Project? What was your thoughts on the semis?
Well, the day before, I think, was that 8-hour or so round-robin fiesta. So
That was fucking rough.
Going to the next day, I'm like, please, just jam, just let us have this one, man. But they didn't, and I'm playing Oasis, and Render's popping off on his fire. I'm just looking like a fucking chump, so tired. Like, I'm just so blasé about that entire set. I'm just like, oh, fine, he's gonna fucking kill me. Whatever, I'll just fucking go away. We'll beat him on payload or some shit like that. Yeah, so we were just, I think, a bit drained by the end of it. Especially because that one went to the full 5 games. It was a draining weekend, to put it at the least.
Especially with how close it was.
Yeah.
It was intense.
How did you feel about going into the grand final, though, after playing a best of 5, going to the last map, and then you're versus Fusion Girls?
We came out of the gate strong, and we got a good time on Numbani, and then that's when it just, yeah, from there, basically that was like, let's put all our effort into this, and then it turns out like we couldn't run the race, man. We just ran out of stamina, and just caked Dorado.
RQT, you versed Love Shack at the start, and how'd you feel about that game? Do you think that was an easy one, 3-0?
Yeah, obviously they had their own issues on that day. Tails was like lagging at the start. I think he sorted it out after like a map or two, but like it was fine for us, really. I mean, we weren't really worried about anything throughout the tournament, but we also got to play two CP maps against Love Shack in that best of 5. So obviously, as most people figured out, we're pretty good at 2CP with like 81% win rate across like all green scrims that we've recorded. So smart of old mate Scylla to not let us play those dicks.
What? Because you played Scylla previously on the Saturday, and you dropped the map to them, which was Dorado.
Dorado, yeah.
So how did you feel about Scylla versus them on the Sunday? Was it a lot easier? Did you notice like they were fatigued coming after that best of 5 against Gem? Was there a difference?
Not really. Obviously we were drained as well on that 8-hour day. Like, that is rough for anyone at any caliber. Like, to play that much and to have to try and think that hard and speak that much, it's rough for everyone. And like, the big thing about us playing the 2 maps we lost, honestly, was, I don't want to take anything away from either Scylla or MA Lakers, but we just weren't playing very well on those 2 maps. And that's like the biggest thing. And like, I think Scylla might have been baited a bit with a bit of false confidence picking Dorado again into us, because fair enough, they beat us on the map. Like, but, the day before we didn't really play the map to our potential. And then I guess Scylla didn't the next day, because you guys never really got a second fight after first
So
point.
it's funny because the first time we beat you on it, and it was getting to the last licks of that map. Well, the overtime thing was already like crazy. That whole push was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Both second and third point.
Kiki ate like a grab, and then he ate another one. But I was just building him up, and shit was going on. But I actually remember what happened at the end of that Dorado map so clearly. Trill, God love him, he comes out of that lower part of Dorado. And you guys must have been waiting on something, and I was standing directly above him on the high ground, and I beamed 15% of a Zarya ult off the top of Trill's noggin, just like left-clicking on his brain, standing still. And then you came out and we used the Hog Zarya ult, and you used stuff in that. Like, he was like waiting around doing something else, just like standing completely still, just beaming his noggin, just getting like 15% of a Zarya ult off him. So.
All right, I didn't realize that. I'm going to go blame him for everything after this.
He says on the chopping block. Any thoughts?
Yeah, we got to do that flashy McCree hook as well on second point. That was pretty cool to actually pull that off. And that was like the biggest change we'd had. Obviously, we ran the McCree instead of Soldier, which was what we should have run the day before anyway. But it's whatever, 8-hour day, everyone's drained, not thinking straight.
Any other thoughts, like CKM? You guys, I remember like I mentioned even on the stream that Kansas talked shit on Twitter, and he was hyping up the weekend.
Yeah,
and
there was a lot of.
I feel like that was a bit sarcastic.
Yeah, but that's cool though. Like,
I hope so. Anyway.
Yeah, I like the banter, man, because it's like makes it more fun. So you guys came third. Like some of the casters, even the other teams didn't rate you guys even coming up into the top 4. So, you guys definitely showed, why you are one of the, long-standing teams in the region, and third and fourth place, I guess, with Love Shack, I suppose. But you guys definitely took it to Scylla, and you're very close to making it into the grand final, which I thought would have been cool, having the new jam versus the old jam. That would have been funny. So, Pulse would have been tweeting all about that. But how did you guys feel overall from your as the performance? How did you feel about your performance as a whole throughout the whole tournament?
No, I think everyone played very well over the tournament. Like, we'd had some really rough CG performances, and pretty much every public performance that we had leading up to Heroes League was just, or Summer Series was absolute potato. Yeah. So yeah, it was really good. Everyone pulled through, like, individually. It was, like, Render especially showed up, like, heaps over the finals weekend. Yeah, so I was very happy with how we played. Yeah.
It was your drunk banter, man.
Pardon?
The night before, you rallied. Frog has got recordings of that. That was so hilarious. Oh god,
interesting recording to hear.
No, but to Jam's credit, like, even against us, like, we put research into pretty much any Australian team that we thought was remotely competent, which was most of them in Summer Series because they got through. But Jam was probably the team we knew the least about, and like, even us playing them in the round robin, we 3-0'd them. But like, I think the first map was Lee Jang. Koth, like, right then, or right now still, Koth would be our weakest game mode at the moment. And like, we struggled on Lee Jang. It was like so close to them beating us. We changed comp in the end and kind of figured it out. But like, that went 3-2, and that was really close. They could have taken that off us.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a fun game.
like not many people run Reaper, but you're running Reaper CKM. What brought on the Reaper pick?
Well, we were trying a lot of stuff when it came to Koth leading up to it, and we wanted to look at running Dive because that way we could play around. Like Render used to be like a DPS player, and Reaper was probably one of his comfort picks, I guess. Reaper and Farah back then were two of his picks that he, I guess, prided himself on before he switched to Flex when I joined the team. So we could run him on DPS, and I was able to play Genji, and it all kind of stuck together as like our comfort picks pretty much, and that's why we became so like we ran a lot of Koth and 2CP through the tournament, and those became our strongest maps because we could play those dive comps. But the reason for the Reaper is it's like we were having struggles like dealing with tanks and like dealing with other teams' dives while we were diving. So we're just like, might as well just run Reaper and see how that works. And it just worked fairly consistently for us. And we practiced with that comp like a lot leading up to the competition. So yeah, it just seemed to work for us.
Did that comp surprise you, Project? Because you were going up against that 3 DPS comp on King of the Hill.
I fucking hate Render. I want it to be known. He literally tunnels me when they run that shit on fucking. And I'm just like, Zarya, oh, I'm fucking dead. And it's like, fuck this game, man. Because usually I can get away with shit, and yeah, he just doesn't give me any wiggle room. But yeah, it was definitely surprising. I can't remember if we scrimmed and figured if they gave that away or not. But yeah, it was definitely a hard comp to beat. They definitely figured it out.
Is there any teams, RQT, that you could, potentially pick out that you were surprised that they didn't make it into the finals?
Into like the finals, as in finals, or just top 4 or 6?
Final 6 they didn't make it out of groups.
I might have to bring it up. Obviously, the big one there would be Masterminds. Unfortunately, falling a bit short there. With the sub, obviously not the best experience to have for the biggest tournament. But yeah, I think that was clearly the biggest like surprise or upset you could say. Outside of that, not too surprised. The teams in the top 6 are all pretty consistent, except Love Shack, who are either dead or doing pretty well. So turns out they were doing pretty well and they weren't dead, more than anything. But no, I think like a lot of people would see that as probably the top 6 anyway, I'd say. I think Jam maybe went further than I expected, but outside of that, nah.
What about MA Lakers?
Obviously, yeah, they ended up beating Mastermind, so that surprising that they did make it.
And Tempo Storm not playing on the Saturday, did that surprise anyone? Does anyone know what went wrong?
I think Mosh
Mosh
lost
did.
power.
Yeah.
He lost power.
We were so angry because we were like having really good games against them. We had them first round, and we were super psyched. We had so much momentum. Like we were just like, holy shit, we're gonna fucking destroy everyone this competition. And yeah, then Mosh TC'd, and they ended up having to play the final map 5v6, and then they were just like they dropped out, and the game just didn't count at all, and we were all angry. And yeah,
I mean, you shouldn't get angry at that. Like, you had a good performance, obviously, and you know, for the sake of fairness, it makes sense for them to.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, 100%.
The big thing there is like, why wasn't? I think I was talking to someone, and they said Redact didn't put himself down on their roster. You could have like a bunch of subs, so I'm not sure why they didn't, unless maybe they were already full on subs. I know they had Yuki, Solus, I think.
Yeah, that's Solus.
And Mosh.
And they might have had a third. Oh, it might have been Lush. So maybe,
yeah.
Maybe they couldn't have Redact actually. You know, that makes sense. Never mind.
Because what sub were they using that day? Because Ellen wasn't playing then, was he?
It was Lush for him, wasn't it?
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't know. We never ended up playing them.
Yeah.
I assume it would have been, yeah.
Yeah.
So they really needed Solus to be on. I guess no one knew where he was. Did they try and contact Money? Was he still on the roster?
No.
Well? Okay.
He was gone.
Okay.
It would have had to, just based off what we just said, it would have had to have been Solus.
Yeah.
Because Yuki was playing.
So I guess 3 subs is the.
Actually, Wait, who were the three? Yuki, but he was like on the roster. He replaced Money, I think.
I swear
Solace,
Oh, okay.
Lush, and Yuki.
Yeah,
Wait,
you
could have
replaced
been
Valencia.
redacted.
Yeah, they could. Yeah.
Oh, we're going in circles
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Okay,
Whether
so
Maybe
they
they just
could've-
didn't want to
Who
play.
cares? Like,
Okay.
yeah, it sucks they couldn't play, basically.
It only well if redact. Oh, so if Yuki's on the listed as a sub, that's the only way that's possible is if Money was still listed on the core 6. So Money could have still been on that roster.
Yeah, maybe.
But I highly doubt he would have agreed to play. He probably would have been like, no. So that was unfortunate because I really wanted to see 6 teams play, but
I wanted them to play playoffs again because, like, we played well in the group stage where we pinned them on Dorado and Hanamura, but like, they weren't playing well at all there.
oh, dude,
Yuki was really rusty as well. They swapped heroes on Hanamura. They swapped 5 heroes, all of which had like 50% ult charge, and then they swapped back to them within like 5 seconds. It was ridiculous. So we were looking for like a good rematch, but obviously it wasn't meant to be.
Tell us all about the you and Gumba as 2 supports holding on Dorado, and he nano boosted you when you were Zenyatta.
Well, the story there was it wasn't intentional. It was intentional. Gumba meant to press Q on me, obviously, because he did it. But the call was from Trill. He said it's just their 2 supports. Little did he know there was a Reinhardt around the corner. So the plan there was, all right, it's 2v2 with supports. Zenyatta is a killing machine, and with a nano boost, even more of a killing machine. So we did it, and then I see Mosh come around the corner and just puts his shirt. I'm like, well, fuck, we've lost. We've just thrown the game. So I don't know. At that point, like, I was worried of getting charged and shit, so I just pressed my ult, and it ended up keeping Gumba alive until Eat came back with his ult anyway. I think we baited out the sound barrier from refs, and then Eat just cleaned up with his ult. So unintentional, but it worked out. So whatever. It was pretty flashy.
Made you guys look very good on the stream. Everyone was jizzing over it. Little did we know.
Little did I know it was a complete mistake.
He made it
for
into
me,
the
take
top
that
5
back.
players.
Made us look good.
Yeah, it's already been done. You already look good on the highlight reel anyway, so the content was already made.
And CKM is third in the world. What a meme.
So yeah, how does that whole ranking system work?
It just goes off like, you know, if you're winning maps against other teams, it doesn't really count which region you're in. Like, you don't get less or more because of that. And since this was a bigger tournament than what usually happens in Australia, the bigger the tournament it is on Gosu, I think you also get more points. So we were getting more points just for beating Australian teams than we usually would.
Yeah.
And I think we're on like a 29 win streak or something. So it's inevitable we're going to climb that ladder. But it's still a fucking meme. Every day I search in Pro Talk for some fucking salt about it.
Yeah,
From NA teams.
Even Gosu Game isn't immune of the meme, just like the Overwatch power rankings in OCE. All the power rankings are memes. But I suppose Scylla, you guys are on there now too. Project is 35. Tempo's still on there. They're 20th. They're 20th on Gosu.
They've farmed a lot of Australian teams in the past as well, with like GameStar and whatever. Because they took our Untitled spreadsheet team. They just renamed it, so they had all of that as well to work off.
So let's talk about the changes coming. Well, let's talk about the live changes right now. So Bastion's live, and that's a thing now.
He seems pretty good. Does all right sometimes. I still think, even in his current form, overrated a little bit, especially when like you give it a week or two and like the team play and like the knowledge people get, you do know how to deal with it eventually. And like you can already see there's ways to do it with like a Sombra or like an Ana Grenade or Dive Comp. Like, he's not immune, despite what he looks like when you see like a Twitch clip here and there.
He is pretty fun to play. Like, I jumped on my Smurf. I have a gold level Smurf that I play on sometimes, and just picking Bastion on that was hilarious. What? My main? Yeah, dude. It's my main. It's my main.
My bigger problem there is just, I hate the hero fundamentally. I think it's just a shit hero.
Yeah.
boring.
So
I don't
that's
get
my
why they
problem. there.
Yeah, I don't get why they keep buffing like the perceptively lower skill cap heroes like Bastion. I mean, even Soldier to an extent. Like he's the tutorial DPS, like because he's got Sprint as an ability. It's like there's not much to him, and they just keep making those characters like
Yeah.
better than characters that like McCree should objectively be better than Soldier because it's harder to be a good McCree than it is Soldier. But they just keep doing all this like you don't need skill to be good in this game. Like fucking huzzah.
Do you think Soldier needs to be changed, or do you think the Bastion needs? Or actually, more importantly, do you think CKM? Do you think the Bastion needs to be changed at all, or do you agree with RQT and?
Yes, it
I
needs to be
think-
changed. I think it's terrible. It is the worst change they have ever made to this game, ever.
Even worse than the
I-
D.Va changes.
Yes, I can't think of. I'd rather play fucking unlimited heroes than this shit. It is so bad.
Dude, don't say
No.
things you can't take back.
Like, okay,
Oh.
so, okay, Blizzard keep buffing these heroes that are just like boring. Like they're just boring to play. They're boring to watch. Like if they want to make the game have more presence in the esports scene, like they need to be getting the heroes up, are funner to watch and make for more interesting games, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, just
The gameplay with Bastion is lame. It's like you break shields and you just ball up.
yeah.
Yeah, there's not much to it.
But like everyone complains about every patch when it comes out, and then it turns out they've all really been positive since One Hero Limit came in. I haven't like thought, wow, that was bad since then. Obviously, 2 Winstons, 2 Lucios, and 2 Traces was absolutely disgusting, even though there was still a skill cap there, believe it or not. But it was shit to play, and it was shit to play against.
I had a 120 elim game when that was around. That was pretty fun.
I still remember.
Last like 45 minutes.
I still remember back in Untitled Spreadsheet when Chiefs, like that was when we first took a map off them on like Route 66, and then I went to Ilios, and we're like, all right, we're gonna beat them. We know what they're gonna play, and we're gonna play it as well, and we're gonna beat them. We just got fucking raped. It was a bad time. Those were dark days. But
What
yeah,
What
I
about
don't know. Like
Mercy?
there hasn't Mercy. Oh yeah, the changes are really cool to her as well.
Yeah.
Whether
I think those are good.
I think there's already room there would, without her being changed, there would be room to pick her in certain situations already. Like you can see, we drop Lucio at a few points. You could run a Mercy there if you wanted to. There's just points where you don't need the utility of a Lucio.
Do you think Mercy will be a little bit more stronger now? Will she see more play, or will it just be about the same?
Just already obviously stronger. It's just a positive change.
Yeah.
I think Comp, Mercy, One Tricks, or Mains are going to be really happy.
Yep.
Because there's, like Jeff posted today in regards to the Bastion changes. He said like Mercy was like the 5th most played hero in Comp for Season 3.
Wow.
So while not seeing her at all in pro games, there's so many Mercy players out there. Probably because she looks cute, but still. And requires no aim.
Yeah, that's a good point. What about Roadhog? Got a couple of changes, didn't he, as well?
Yeah, he's a sniper now.
Can they stop touching Roadhog? Can they just get fucking rid of that character already? Save yourself the hassle.
Just
because,
remove him.
Like they like to go with this assumption that, oh, don't worry, guys, we're addressing the fucking elephant in the room, Roadhog, and like they're like, okay, this is what we've done. We've made the hook cooldown, but then we also changed him to be a bit more accurate, guys. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing this? Like, just stop, for the love of God, just fucking
Like the
stop
hook
buffing
thing
this hero.
would have just been cool. He is like
Stop right
he's a
there.
rapist now.
It's
You
like,
can walk around just right clicking people. It's a bit silly, but I mean it's not broken, so
yeah, it's just Roadhog. You got to get used to that character.
it's just Roadhog things, exactly, yeah.
Got to get used to it. Like, oh, you did this sick like strafing as McCree. You rolled to one side, ducked away. Oh, he's got one fucking bullet or whatever scrap gun ammunition left. Oh shit, you died in one shot, son. Just get the fuck out. That's the game done.
It does feel bad when like you are
Yeah.
playing like Tracer or something and like you outplay them like by baiting their hook. And then like you're like, yes, I've baited his hook now to kill him, and then he one shots you anyway. It's a bit silly, but it's not. As I said, it's not actually super broken. It's just annoying more than anything. Because without his shotgunning, he wouldn't be a hero.
Well,
No one picks him for his ult.
Well, we've got. So I was getting the name wrong before. The boys had to correct me. So Orisa. That's how I've got it right this time. Yeah, boys. Orisa.
Yeah.
So that's the new hero coming in. It's going to be a crazy four-legged Omnic. Apparently, it's going to be in the tank role, and the abilities is the fusion drive is the first one. Orissa's automatic projectile cannon delivers sustained damage but slows her movement while she fires it. So how do you feel about a tank coming in that has long-range ability?
Why? That's
Yeah,
the
but-
first question.
Can we redefine what it means to be a tank in Overwatch already? Can we just get rid of that name?
When you pick tank, you're actually picking DPS. Unless you're picking Ryan, in which case you're picking like wanting to kill yourself.
Oh, jeez.
But someone has to do it.
Poor Trill. Forced him into it. He just wants a happy DPS, and then you pushed him on to be suicidal.
I'll tell you one thing about Trill though. He's the best. So that's whatever.
Is that what you've got to say for him to keep playing Reinhardt?
I did tell him I'd say those exact words on this podcast today. So I've been caught, but Trill, you're the best.
So there's also the Fortifier. Orisa temporarily reduces damage she takes and cannot be affected by any action impairing effects. So how do you feel about that move?
I think just her entire toolkit is pretty cool, unique, and like good. I think the biggest thing is just her damage is silly at the moment, and like her clip size is really big.
Yeah.
It's weird.
One,
But the hero
too much damage
itself
to tanks.
seems pretty cool.
So the one bone I have to pick is this next ability. Orisa launches a graviton charge which she can detonate, slowing nearby enemies and pulling them towards the explosion. And they named it Halt. That's what the name is. Like, you can have something cool, I guess, like Halt. Halt. That's it. Just Halt with an exclamation mark. So, okay, and then they've got the protective barrier. So Orisa throws out a stationary barrier that can protect her and our allies from enemy fire. And then the supercharger is the ultimate. Orisa deploys a device to increase damage inflicted by allies within her line of sight. So a little bit like the shield generated from Symmetra, but you have to be in line of sight.
Yeah.
So
I think it's either going to be amazing or shit, I feel. One of the two.
I feel she'll be able to do really well, but a lot of her things don't really synergize too much, I don't think, with what's currently happening. The only big thing I see is like her damage is high, so her ability to build an ult is really high. Like I was playing around with her in the practice range, and you just get ult like out of the wazoo. So like it could be a case where if she's popping off, like within the first like 10 seconds of the team fight, she whacks down the damage boost, and that's that fight done.
The range is massive on it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's deceptively big.
any like ideas of like team comps you could run her in?
She really just goes. I think it would be another 3-tank sort of soldier meta if she's going to be relevant. Like that sort of thing will happen again. Maybe
4-tank.
4-tank, yeah, 4-tank.
Like a 2-tank meta, I don't think you can beat just a Reinhardt and Zarya or D.Va. It's just like it's been staple for a long time, and like you can see why the utility of both of those heroes is just really almost unmatched by any other hero.
Yeah. Like when you take the Zarya and the Reinhardt, you can do that bubble up the Reinhardt charge through, and Orisa, like, while she can make herself immune to the Reinhardt charge, and it does that funny interaction where Reinhardt gets damaged, she doesn't actually, like, your Reinhardt might just die by the fact that he cannot be saved by the 900 barrier that she can deploy. I mean, she can maybe tear up the Reinhardt, but that's about it. Like, the shield is nice, but I feel that's probably the most underwhelming part, because if the shields are like such a problem where they've got, a Reinhardt 2k shield and they're deploying a 900 shield every 10 seconds or whatever it is, just go with a comp that just ignores shields, like Dive, that just runs past shields and obliterates your team from behind that shield. So I feel, yeah, she's kind of spread out in her utility, and maybe that makes her weaker for it. Like Zarya, good at keeping teammates alive. Teammates take damage, you do damage. Giant black hole rather than the mini one. Or like Hog, if you want to kill the enemy, just pick Hog. Stuff like that. And she just fits like a funny-ish role.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to just see how like people come up with how to incorporate her, whether she's broken or not, with like her damage output and what they do end up changing before it goes live, if anything.
You got any thoughts, CKM?
I've played her a little bit. I think she's interesting. They keep bringing out heroes with insane utility. Like the last 3 heroes that have come out have all been a lot more interesting than with their abilities and the heroes that are already out at the moment. So I think it'll be interesting to see how people use her, but I can't really say much on it yet.
She's really got some cool combinations. Like you can mini grab the Reinhardt off the ground and then Earth Shatter below him, stuff
That's
like
cool.
that. Yeah, there's already some like little.
Yeah, there's cool interactions
Yeah,
already.
Do you think it will be a thing, Project? Do you think it would?
I think she might just be like, if she does a lot of damage, then it's good. Like, she might make her like super viable, but if not, I think she'll just be bin because like, while the damage boost is good, it doesn't really combo itself with any great ultimates. Like you could say like, oh, ult and then fire ult for like a surprising amount of damage, or that, and it makes Deadeye charge fast because McCree's doing more damage. But like you weigh that against having Zarya just lay down a grav and put a combo on that, and it seems like the grav being an ultimate would just beat out hers providing damage, like keeping the enemy team together for 6 seconds just outweighs having the damage boost. Maybe, I don't know, that the diva being more stronger might be a thing because it can eat more grabs, etc.
True. Well, let's talk about you for a second, CKM, with Jam. So it's official that you've left Jam Gaming. You're going to focus on school. What brought about this decision, other than not wanting to have bad grades and sink your career down the toilet?
I hear he hates everyone on his team.
Yeah, dude, I'm toxic as fuck. No, I just can't. I feel like it's too stressful, and I don't have the time to commit to like 3 or 4 hours of scrims a night while doing year 12. And I don't wanna do okay on both, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather either completely focus on the game or completely focus on school or whatever. Because I don't want to be, okay Overwatch player and, do in school.
It's
So-
totally respectable. Like there really isn't that like quit your job or quit your education to play Overwatch in Australia yet. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
makes sense to focus on year 12.
no, I'll still be playing like a lot. I just
Will you sub for
have,
them
like,
if they need you and stuff?
yeah. So I'll be around here and there.
Still going to go to the Melbourne Lands?
Sub. I am hoping I can make it to that.
Yeah.
The one coming up with Zen
Yeah.
looks pretty exciting. So I'll see if I can get to that. Still sorting things out though.
So that's the 25th and 26th. Yeah, you're going to that,
Yeah.
aren't you, RQT?
Oh, I can neither confirm nor deny. I gotta get teams to sign up.
Well, how many teams have signed up now? I think last I read maybe 5 already, maybe more now. So it's still like ages out. So I hope people don't like sign up and then they just kind of forget they're in a team because they
Yeah, I
just
hope
signed up
not.
like a month away. But all right, back on to you, CKM. So you're left now. This is official. What are the changes happening to Jam then that you can bring to the light for the public?
So obviously Jam will be looking for a new DPS player, and also at the moment Jam is looking at other options for a support player, a Lucio player. So we're not sure if Taken will be staying with the team or not.
Yep.
So I guess that's really all the changes that will be happening. So yeah, at the moment trials are just happening. Yeah, that's it.
And then onto your project. What's the future for Scylla like? You all 6 you boys sticking together and moving forward?
Yeah, look, I won't kick spoons just yet. Look, every team needs a Roadhog because that character's always going to be broken. Yeah, we just got to go ahead and learn more things, really, like get more comps down pat. Look to go in more tournaments where we can get our ass kicked and learn from that. So it's just a case of just learning more, really, at this point. Like, we became second in Australia surprisingly fast, but we've got, like, there's a lot to work on between 2 and 1.
Not even just Australia.
Oh, yeah, 35th in the world.
Technically. No, as in C as well, because of some.
Oh, yeah, true. I'm actually surprised most of the Southeast Asian teams didn't make it. I don't know if the ping was that big of an issue or what.
I think it was because I know for a fact that a number of teams just hadn't set up VPNs correctly and whatever.
Really?
Obviously, if you want to see a true like C versus Australia versus anyone in APAC, really, it needs to realistically be on Singapore. But like to Full Circle's credit, that wasn't what they were trying to make Summer Series in the first place. So it's totally understandable why it wasn't done in Singapore.
I guess like, there's future opportunities for APAC lands as well.
Of course, those ones would need a considerable amount of funding, though.
Yeah, like the flights, having like people flying from all different parts of the world. Holy shit!
If there's a rich Nigerian prince watching this, make it happen.
Oil baron.
Yeah, oil baron. Maybe like the Sultan of Brunei. You know Brunei in Southeast Asia, the little country. It's got like the population of Canberra. It's like 200,000 people, and it's like the richest like country there. You ever heard of the Sultan of Brunei? Like this is how baller this dude is. He threw a party and Michael Jackson was there to sing for him, and he didn't bother showing up to listen to Michael Jackson at his own party. That's how baller this dude is. Like he meets all the presidents and stuff, and we don't even know of this country. Like they're just sitting on so much oil. It's just ridiculous. Fuck. All right. He's got nothing to do with Overwatch though, so I'll move on from him.
Yet.
All right.
Yeah.
Dude, maybe one of you guys can get picked up by the Sultan Brunei. See, maybe he's gonna get a team going.
I'll reach out tonight.
You play in his palace. You play from his palace. Well, so what about you guys, Project? Are you going to play in the Zen Gaming land that's coming up?
I'm in Sydney, so I can't actually come down because I've got university and stuff going on up here. But Wuvo, the New Zealand superstar of the team, he's actually heading across, I think, for a couple of days to play in that. I think he's looking for a team at the moment. I can't remember if he told me he got a team or not together for it.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty exciting.
He's actually got a signing booth set up as well. He's doing signings.
Yeah.
What about a singing booth?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, what did you guys think when his fucking rap song came on the stream? Did you guys know that was going to happen? Did anyone have
I know it was going to happen.
I wasn't watching when it happened.
Oh,
yeah, they asked him for permission first, so...
Did you rewatch it though, RQT?
No.
Oh, dude. You gotta rewatch it. The chat just blow up.
Just exclamation mark Wuvo and ANZ channel. I'm pretty sure it brings up his SoundCloud now. That's been linked.
Free publicity, you can't complain.
Dude. Wait, did you know it was gonna happen, CKM, or did you just see it when it came on the stream?
What?
The Wuvo's rap. Did you know about it?
Oh, I didn't see it on the stream. I just saw it in the NZ. NZ Discord.
Do you guys have any highlights from like this from the summer series that you want to talk about, like stuff that just happened on stream that you guys either found funny or something that's like memorable for ANZ?
Yeah, not a walking off, trying to walk off while he's casting.
That was so good.
Bobby's like, get your ass down.
I was like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? I thought something was wrong originally, and then I just had to like grab him and just come up with like, oh, he's so keen to get into the game or whatever the fuck I said.
The nachos thing was pretty funny.
Yeah,
that was a good quality meme.
I was trying not to laugh because like the whole time I was like asking Avril questions, he was eating nachos. He didn't even put them away. He just kept eating nachos. And then like I ate
committed
one.
to the meme.
Yeah, he definitely is. I took a bite of one and then I couldn't. Then I had to keep asking questions, but I had a nacho in my mouth and I was trying to get it out. And even when I was drinking, because it had beef on it, and I don't really eat red meat, so I was just like, oh god, there's red meat in my mouth. I was trying to get it out. But,
red meat is great.
Yeah, but I'm a pussy, so
Yeah.
Fuck, there was something I was gonna mention, but now it's gone. It's out of my mind. Oh, there's something to do. No, dude. Oh, what's his name? Smite. He put that goddamn chip like up on my mouth.
Oh
when
yeah,
I was talking.
that was funny.
And I was just looking down. Who the hell clipped that? Like when I got down,
Probably
when I finally got
Frogger.
home. Yeah, probably Frogger. Dude, I just kept seeing my goddamn big head just like with a chip in front of it all over every Discord. I was like, fuck me. I don't even see what combos were going on. I try to like look through Discord to see like people's thoughts and that sort of stuff about the streams, but I just saw my stupid face everywhere. So.
And when the camera flicked to you and you just look up with just terrified look on your face.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and I don't know what the hell was going on there. I don't know. Someone must have
actually
pressed the
cracked
wrong button. Because that was during like the cast with you guys. Is that was that the Sunday?
Uh,
I
Was it
think it
Saturday?
was Jam Scylla. I could be wrong there.
It was Jam Scylla, but they played Saturday and Sunday. And they both had close
Oh,
games.
not sure then. I think it was wherever Icomore was played. I
That
think it
was
was on Icomore,
Sunday.
which was Sunday, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was Icomod, yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
see it
I
when
was-
Smite walked in front of the camera?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
on the first day?
Yeah.
Like,
No,
yeah, that was so...
no, you did it again. You did it again on the last
Oh.
day, on the Sunday.
Oh,
And then it
really?
zoomed up on my face, going like, this?
Oh, that's right, the death stare.
Yeah. Dude,
I've
because I
seen that meme. Frogger
Yeah.
linked it.
Yeah, it's always fucking Frogger. The dude's on the he's on the
Fucking
money.
Frogger, dude. Records everything. Man.
Nothing gets
Dude.
past him.
He's the fucking NSA of our fucking community, dude. He's in there fucking ready to listen to see what
Yeah,
shit's
his
going
folders
on.
of everyone with memes in it.
Yeah, memes, probably nudes as well.
Blackmail you. He'll
Yeah,
blackmail
dude.
everyone.
Fucking don't talk to that guy then. Especially if anyone's got any deals coming up, if you're gonna make it big. Especially like I'm looking at you, Project CKM. If you come back, just make sure. Especially if you're off CKM and you know you're going to schoolies and stuff. Make sure Frogger doesn't know you're going to schoolies, dude. Fuck, like
I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to delete Discord off my phone for that.
just block him, mute him, like, report him, whatever needs to be done. I remember like laughing at this image that he clipped. It was like one of like us, like the 4 Aussie casters from that when we're at Zen Gaming on the lounge. And he cut like all of us into squares, and he put this diamond in the middle, and it was just Genome's hand, like this. Did you guys see that?
Oh, yeah, I saw
I've
that.
seen the heads thing though.
God damn it.
God bless him.
Oh. Okay, what do you guys think about? Let's talk about roster shifts, shuffles. There's Cinderella. She's joining the old Love Shack. So, what do you guys think of the Love Shack lineup?
Has good potential. Obviously, once again, a new team. So, obviously, they placed 4th. So, be interesting to see how they go moving forward.
The Love Shack roster always has good potential.
Yeah,
There needs to be a time
until it
where
dies.
they stick together for an extended period of time, and they'll like
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
get to the top.
who got
Who's
the boot?
Cindy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
is that what
who's
you're going to
got-
ask?
Yeah.
Igo's
Bench?
done for now.
Sub?
I think he's like, he's a
Oh,
kid, as everyone
school.
knows. Like,
Yeah.
I think his parents don't want him to play as much or something like that.
Uh,
God, I don't know the full story there, but yeah, Igo's not really playing on like scrimming and shit. So Cindy's doing his job. Mediocre.
This makes
Mediocre
sense.
tank.
Because when I said I'm going to have CKM on the podcast today, and I said, like, oh, it's a bit of like a farewell for CKM because he won't be around to like be on the podcast, like, you know, anytime soon. And then I goes like, what about me? And I was like, what about you, dude? What are you fucking talking about?
Oh.
That makes sense now because he's like, I'm doing a farewell for
Oh.
CKM. I'm not doing a farewell for Igo.
There's coarse language on here. He can't be here.
Yeah, dude.
Project
I
had
wanted.
alcohol on his webcam a minute ago.
Yeah, it's true. You don't want to be like called like influencing minors fucking project. You'd be done in cuffs. You can't
Yep,
afford
no one
that.
does.
Esports career's over. I wanted Igo to be on the podcast and just him sleeping at the desk the whole time and then just wakes up at the end just to do the shout outs and that's it. I was willing to talk and trying to talk him into that, but I don't. Knowing him, he wouldn't be able to fucking sit still. He'd just be cutting everyone off. So, I love that. I love that kid. That
Yeah,
kid.
he's a good unit for his age.
Yeah.
Actually, really good at the game as well. So
Yeah. It's never boring when he's in the chat. That's for sure.
no, sometimes you just need to put him on 5% voice volume. Though. I've done it. I'm not ashamed.
Fuck. Well, what tournaments have you got your eyes set on, RQT? Do you got anything that you want to branch out further into? Is there anything that you want?
We're still gonna just continue to join whatever we can that's worth it. Before summer series, some people might know we entered a Hong Kong tournament, which was like open to Taiwan. I don't know, all of like the C kind of region, which the prizes were like 6 Razer keyboards. It was like nothing, but like we did it for the practice and just to get better. So I don't know, like a tournament experience is like really important to us, even though we have good scrim practice as well. A tournament is just like a completely different environment, especially for our team. Like people who don't talk as much are like screaming in
100%.
tournaments, like communicating like madmen. So it's always good to just enter what you can and get the experience.
What about fuck, now I forgot what I was gonna say. It was like gone out of my mind now. I'm drawing a blank. I'm thinking of like what I was trying to remember. So this really is a BobbyJ cooked moment. Has anyone got anything they want to bring up that before we close things off, because it's getting closer to 8:30? I know some of you guys have got scrims at 9.
Yeah, if you're gonna scrim, don't ban heroes from scrims.
Who's been doing that?
Uh,
Don't have to point out whoever, but yeah, no.
there's been a few people who've been
I almost-
banning Sebastian.
I almost legitimately tilted off the fucking face of the earth on Wednesday when came across so many scrims that night where they just like protect the bastion and we hadn't worked it out and it was just so fucking unfun. It's
Yeah,
like,
just the patch
like-
right now, if that is going to be the meta, it's pretty boring to play, but like people need to not, like, you can't let yourself be bothered about things like that, because if you're getting to the point where you're banning a hero from scrims, like, you're never going to learn, and like
yeah,
it's a waste of time.
you'll
So-
lose if that becomes the meta and you can't play
Yeah,
it.
like, just, yeah, it sucks, but don't ban heroes from scrims. That's all I gotta say on that topic.
Moving forward into like the next tournaments that are coming up, the next set of leagues. The end of this month, we'll not try and spoil anything that I can't say. Let's just say if there's going to be 8 teams that were going to be in a first division league, what 8 teams would you guys suggest that would be making it into it? Off the top of your head, you start off, CKM. What 8 teams would be like in a Div 1 league?
Oh, off the top of my head, let me get a list of. Wait, where can I find a list of teams just so I can think?
Just go to the
That's the
OCEOVERWATCH World Rankings. There's a pretty good Australian team on there.
Tempo Storm? Yeah, the 20th.
Oh, feels bad. The 21st, actually.
Oh,
Okay, so,
fuck, I'm out of...
wait, hold on. I'm trying to find the power rankings just so I can remind myself.
While he's doing that, you go project.
Yeah.
Well, of course, there's Fusion Girls. I mean, I like to say we're pretty good as well.
Hmm.
I'd be interested to see with whoever Jam pick up if they can still, like, I don't know. I don't want to talk shit about CKM or his crew, but like Jam were like they were really surprising come that weekend, because like Jam, I don't know with the transition with like apathetic, but they were just, I think they were in a slump. It's what it looked like. That's what it felt like. And then come the weekend, we're like, holy fuck, who the fuck is Jam? They come up to show, like just fucking sweating, panicking, going, fuck, fuck this team. But yeah, no, Jam, if they can do that roster change smoothly and pick up a good unit. Personally, I want to recommend Billa. He's a good sub. He was fucking fantastic for all of Full Circle Esports. But yeah, if that happens, then they're definitely probably, I don't know, I'd say that they're probably our biggest contender other than Fusion Girls. Fuck, who else is out in the scene? Because I know MA Lacus lost a Pudo, not officially, and I think they lost Phantom as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Pudo
Yeah,
was
so
so
that's-
huge for that team.
He went fucking ham on
Is
that
he-
hog
yeah.
that
Is he gonna-
entire
He's-
ever.
Is he going to
he
play in
looks pretty
another
good.
Australian team?
I think Caputo is in a team, and he was just
In
In-
Swede time.
yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
in a more local team for him. I don't know if he's branching back out to Australia. I figured it was just going to be for summer series with like fairly good prize pool. No reason not to like delve into it, and like you can clearly see how talented he is.
Yeah.
Do you think that's someone that could be potentially in the Overwatch League later on?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Hmm.
What about Huwu and the Yes Men? Do you still see those guys charging forward as a group, or do you see Huwu getting poached?
I haven't
I think-
seen him in a while.
I'm not like, I don't have much faith in that team, I'll be honest. Like, obviously there's some really exceptional talent in like Hulu, Everyone knows he's fantastic, and he can
Insane.
play. He can play more than just Zarya, and like he apparently he does speak. So
I got to meet the
heard
man.
him. Yeah, I've heard him speak in
wow.
pugs. Like he does speak. So like they've definitely got skill. I'm not sure if they've got the strategic depth. And well, maybe they can prove me wrong moving forward.
Yeah, they need a good.
We're at
Well, I'm not
Masterminds.
sure if it's.
That was the team where everyone said they were surprised they didn't make it to the final 6. You see those guys coming back strong and future
I think
events.
they're still solid.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, you can go if you want.
I just think they're still a solid bunch of guys. Like, yeah, it sucks to if you put yourself in KS1 shoes, you go away for a weekend, you come back and your team's knocked out of the tournament. Like that's, a bit of grief. But I don't think those guys have been around for ages, longer than I can even remember. I think they won't let it shake them. They'll just come back just as strong as they were.
They're keeping their roster as well, which is people need to understand like how big of a deal it means to have like the same people playing week in, week out.
100%.
Because like you develop not only like synergy, but like the communication aspect of this game is huge, and like getting into a routine with like target calling and like listening to proper shot calling, especially the target calling. Like if you're in a new team, like you're going to find yourself not killing many things a fair bit of the time because people are all on different targets, even though you're saying what you're on. And eventually you start to realize how people play, and like you listen to like who you think's the best caller at the time. And like you just develop as a team, and that synergy is huge. So even like losing Jam, well, for instance, potentially losing 2 people, whether they keep Takan taken or not, but losing CKM, like that, even that makes a big deal, losing 1 or 2 players.
What about Tempo Storm? Do you see them moving forward as a team, or do you think they are going
I
to...
wouldn't be surprised if they changed their roster.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't be surprised if they kept it. They're a weird team in that regard, but if it's got Yuki on it, there's always going to be potential. Like people have started to say he's overrated recently since like their performances in Summer Series, and it's not true. Like he does so much more than just shoot heads for that team, and like having played with him for months, I know for a fact that he's an exceptional player.
Do you think Yuki's going to stick with that team, or do you think he's going to move on to either another ANZ team or go try and keep going to get a spot overseas?
I'm not sure. I'm sure he's always going to be looking for the opportunity to go overseas, but I'm not sure how realistic it is, whether he is still able to go over there with Tempo or not. Who knows? I haven't really talked to him about that. But if he does stay in Australia and he does want to be on a team, it doesn't really matter what team it is. I think himself is just a foundation for a successful team. And like whether he builds the team or he joins a team or he keeps the same team, there's always that fear factor for other teams that, God, Yuki plays on that team. He's pretty good, isn't he?
What if Yuki went to Jam, took CKM's spot?
Nah, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Nah.
Do you think that could be like a potential, like seeing Jam? I mean, that'd be.
You tell me, CKM, huh? When's Yuki joining? Tell us.
Inside scoop. Right.
From what I've heard, I think Yuki's sticking around with Tempo Storm.
Yeah, I'd imagine that would be the case.
Yeah, for now at least. I don't know what if he's got plans to go overseas or not, but
Well, they look to rebuild the team around him.
yeah.
Would Lim be staying with that team? Do you guys know? He's still going to be sticking it out?
Not sure. They've been scrimming with that same lineup they had for Summer Series, so who really knows what they're doing? Though there was that pretty good clip of Refs Rage quitting. I'm not going to lie, that was pretty hilarious.
What happened there?
Anyone saw that? They were like, they seemed pretty tilted. They were like screaming on Oasis. There's a clip. I'm sure you could ask for an ANZ, but refs kind of, it was like at the end of their scrim though, so it's not that big a deal, but refs kind of rage quit out. And they were screaming with TJK at the time, who also quit. He's like, I don't want to deal with this shit. So it was an interesting night for them, I imagine.
Is TJK still playing with them? Or is that like going to be a
I'm not sure. That was always their plan with like, in regards to money anyway. Like they tried to get TJK onto the roster for the finals for Summer Series. So, yeah, probably could still be the case.
Do you think the money pickup for Tempo was always going to be a ticking time bomb?
I don't want to talk shit about him too much, but like having been around in Love Shack's comms when they've been playing, and like I've known that guy, like he is a fantastic player. Like if anyone says otherwise, they're retarded. That guy can play a lot of heroes and plays them well. But it's the attitude side that's the problem there. So I can always see that there's always that potential that he's going to clash and not be happy. So yeah, it's not too surprising, but
You
I hope
guys,
he grows out of it soon enough.
for you guys, that have been, you guys are all playing in top teams right now. Well, I guess like CKM, like Candle, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So, what advice could you give to Money when if he decides to come back to the scene, and any other player that might have attitude issues when they're playing in a team environment? What advice can you guys give to those sort of players?
It's just like real world life, like experience, I guess, in a sense. Like that attitude kind of thing, it carries on from just playing Overwatch with friends or playing competitively, or in real life. That attitude is still not like a good thing to have when you're doing that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I think he is fairly young, so maybe that's got something to do with it. Maybe he'll grow up a bit and realize that what he was doing back now wasn't the greatest. He could, he could be doing better in terms of attitude. I'm not too sure though. Like as I said, like he's a fantastic player, so I don't want to like shit talk the guy. He's very good at this game. He just needs to find a team that can like play off him and his attitude, or like work on it. But it's hard to change that in a short amount of time.
Yeah, but that's like the thing like I want to talk about. Like,
Attitude's so vital.
Yeah, because it's a shame when a good player, he's not playing because of his attitude. If you can kind of have like an outsider's perspective and kind of look back on his actions, then we don't want to see like good talented players leave the scene. It'd be cool to have them, like readjust themselves and then be able to work inside of a team. Because not having him play is like that's another star player gone out of the scene, who could have potentially made another team great. Like you saw.
That's life, though. Like not every human's the same, and obviously people come and go, and people have different attitudes and and that's just it is what it is. Whether he changes or not, doesn't matter. Or does it? Who knows? It's up to him.
Well, we're edging very close to the 8:40 mark now, so let's start getting like any final subject that you guys want to talk about before we do our shout-outs.
I don't know if there's anything more about Overwatch we can... I don't think there is.
We could talk about Breath of the Wild for another hour.
Oh, you could talk about the fucking ranked changes they implemented as well on the sly. A good old Blizzard with their fucking infinite wisdom.
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's weird though, because they like before you could get top 500 any part of the season, bang out of it.
Oh yeah,
you're fine. And so that kind of led me to think in terms of like a player's activity throughout an entire season. They'd be like, oh, I pushed through it at the start, I pushed through it at the middle, or I pushed through it at the end. And like that's
you can
sort
pick
of,
and choose.
Yeah, but now it's just like I just imagine it's going to be troll. Oh, it's the end of the season. Fucking try my hardest to get the top 500 because that's when it ultimately matters. Because they basically just put like a sort of period where it doesn't mean fucking anything to be in the top 500 anymore. Well, it's already
in the short term, yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it more prestigious though, and I think that's clearly what they were trying to do, and like can't really think of other ways to do it really. So it means it's actually going to be top 500, not top 50,000. So
yeah, I like the
credit
decay
to them
thing as well. Yeah.
Yeah, the decay changes are good, and the fact that you can actually see when you're going to decay is also great. Because I've decayed twice when I'm like, oh shit, didn't realize I haven't played in 7 days. But yeah, like the fact that you have to play 7 games is good, and they are changing 6 stacking as well, sort of. So
yeah,
you'll see
that'll be
less 6 stacking.
How's the 6 stacking changing?
It's making a more even game, I thought.
Yeah, it's based off like win rates, I believe. I could be wrong. It's just I've only been reading here and there since I've been at work, but it tries to match you with someone like a group or whatever equal to your win rate. I think I could be wrong, but that's what it sounded like. So obviously, if you're 6-stacking, you've been parking your accounts, and you just want to get your 7 games done each week, you're clearly going to have a pretty good win rate because you're probably going to win all 7. So I think that's where it's like either you're going to queue into another 6-stack of really good players just wanting to get their games done, or you're going to have a 3-hour queue.
Yeah.
That's what I understand. I could be completely wrong though. I haven't really been able to pay much attention to the patch notes today.
Well, it's time to start wrapping up now because Project's going to go have his dinner before he has some scrims, yeah?
I've already eaten, man.
Oh, you've already eaten. So now
What you have?
I reheated that pizza I got yesterday.
Domino's, you filthy bastard.
Look, I did Marcus, the org owner, was just on the slide. He's like, "Oh, what's your number?" And I was like, "Oh, here it is. Hit me up tonight for some booty call." I said something dumb or something, and I didn't really think of it at the time what the fuck he was doing. And then lo and behold, a lady comes, gives me a cheese pizza with a little love heart lava cake thing, and I was like, "Oh, you just precious man." Shout out to Marcus. What a fucking sweetheart he is.
Cute.
Yeah.
Now he's definitely getting booty pics. It was all a scam.
God damn it. That's all it takes is some fucking pizza to get
Pizza
the
for
booty
news.
pics.
Yeah.
Dude, you're easily bought. You're easily
Wow.
fucking bought.
Yeah.
Maybe this is that how they pay you at Scylla? They pay you in pizza.
Look, yeah. It's not bad though. Pizza, man, I'd be fucking stoked if that was the income. Pizza.
Weekly pizza. I wouldn't
Yeah,
complain.
I love pizza, man.
Oh, dude, this just wrecks your bowels. Like, I can't handle it. Maybe it's just
Yeah.
I'm getting old. Can't handle pizza anymore. Gotta have fucking wheat bix and
Light and easy. Frozen meals.
Fuck. Yeah. Fuck. I think I am the oldest caster now. Thinking about it. Holy shit.
Oh, there's EJ.
There's Red Eye. Dota 2.
I said.
Yeah, Red Eye's doing well.
How old's Red Eye?
Fucking.
Paul
let's have a
Chandler. He has to be in his 40s.
I would've said
D-Man is
early
30
50s.
D-Man's 39.
No, 50s. Let's check. Paul Chandler.
Age 45. Okay.
Woo!
Damn it.
Who's the oldest player in ANZ?
In ANZ, Presh.
Presh. How
If
old's
you count him.
I'd say
How old is he?
Spoons.
Really? Isn't
Spoons.
Presh in his 30s or 40s?
Spoons is
Not
in his
40s.
30s. Well, Spoons might
Oh.
be 30. I forget, but he's an old fucker. He's a typical old man as well. He fucking grumbles at shit, and I'm not even that young, but I come at it pretty enthusiastically. He's like, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, I'll do that. And he's so grumbly, and he's just fucking so old, man. It's a classic. It's just so fun to poke and prod him just because he's like this big sleeping bear. I was so chuffed. I was just so miffed about that land just because he would have been so fun to prod and just pick apart. He's adorable, Spoons.
Fusion Girls, you guys are all over 20, yeah? There's no one that's really.
I'm not too sure. I
Have
think
any
so.
one who's.
Kiki's a child at heart, though. God love him.
Yeah, dude. Well, and Jam, you guys have a bit of a mix, yeah? You got a couple of you guys that are 17, 18, and a couple in the 20s, yeah?
The roster started out with a really, really young roster. We had 3 16-year-olds at one stage.
Damn.
It's like Monopoly Club, dude.
But then, yeah, ended up being. I think most people are over 20. I'm not sure. I think Hikari might be the next youngest, so 19 or something. But yeah, it's kind of a bit of a mix.
Well,
Sure.
this is a weird way to end the podcast, just talking about players' ages.
Hey, it doesn't mean anything. Rouge Hong's an old guy, and he's pretty. I'd actually rate that guy as the best player in the world, personally.
How old is he?
I don't know the exact age. I think it's late 20s, so fairly old.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, I'm 28, so thanks.
Yeah.
Jesus, Bobby, you're senile. Have you had your Friday pills yet?
No,
Remember, it's the white capsules, not the yellow ones.
dude, that's probably why I was forgetting topics.
That's Viagra
today.
for tomorrow.
Yeah. Wait, what is tomorrow? No, I don't think I have any plan. Oh, wait, we have CGN tomorrow.
He's
Actually.
losing
It's
his
back.
mind, see?
Yeah. CGN is back though tomorrow, so if anyone wants to sign up for that, sign up. You can go to the WatchPoint Oceania Discord. Any of you guys playing in that, or are you guys just chilling this weekend doing something else?
We have Sundays, but not Saturday, so we probably have scrims or something.
Sunday's our first scrim back since summer series, so
Fuck, man.
reward the boys. It's the only break they're ever gonna get under my tyranny.
Dictator RQT. We can whip them all into shape. You've got Nutter
That's
as
it.
well. He's just as much as a fucking dictator too. So you got both of you.
He acts like the good guy. He's like, "Oh, don't worry, guys. I know he means well, but little do they know, he means ill."
Yeah, I actually had Dr. Nutter in my play. I met up with him in placement games on one of his alt accounts, and he was just cutting loose, just telling people they were shit, man. It was fucking Dr. Nutter. Fuck. He's like,
Dude,
he's like, "Look,
savage.
I don't understand why we're losing this game. And then he fucking looks and we got some plat Genji that isn't placed yet, just on defense. So I'm like, oh, he's about to kick off. And then he's like, fucking, can you just fucking not play Genji or something? He's like, can you go to Lucio, mate? I'm like, oh, it's a fucking, he doesn't play much rank, does he? Adorable doctor.
He can't stop like coaching. He can't stop analyzing and
Yeah,
trying to
see,
make.
he was like, we were going out the gates, and we partied up by this time, and he's like just analysing the team comp, and I'm like, doctor, I'm gonna have to stop you there, man. It's fucking ANZ.
It's Australian
PUBG,
comp.
You know, anything can happen. He's like, oh, this is a shit team comp and all that, but it might work. It just works, man. The players just don't
Sydney had like 20 something hours of Symmetra last season, so like anything goes. God bless him.
All right,
Cindy-
final shout outs. We'll just go start off with you, RQT. Do your shout outs, goodbyes, all that sort of stuff. Anyone that you want to burn as well at the same time.
Oh, shout outs to the boys or the girls, whatever you want to call them. Transsexuals, it's fine, I guess. Obviously, shout out. I said it on Twitter, but once again, shout out to Full Circle. The tournament was great. Shame we didn't get the LAN in the end, but like they delivered what basically everything else they said they were going to. So props to that. It was ran well. It was casted well. Production was good. The money was good. So that's cool. And then, God, if I want to burn someone, I guess I'll just say fuck Ben, and hopefully he's made it this far.
He will. Ben's an avid listener, so there's a nice Easter egg here for him once he gets to the end. And then, of course, you, Project.
Yeah, shout out to Scylla Esports. Shout out to Marcus for that pizza. It was fucking delicious, man. I mean, I'm usually not a big fan of cheese pizzas, but I don't know, this one was just, this one was a fucking spicy meatball. Of course, props to Full Circle, and props to anyone else that has an idea to make a big tournament in Australia. Absolutely got to love those people, because it's a good reason to play the game. You know, if nothing else, it's a good reason to keep playing the game at a high level.
So's Bastion.
Of course, everyone can. Oh fuck! I forgot my goddamn candle. I actually had one prepared. It's here. No, wait, it's here.
You're a mess.
Yeah,
The old
I'm a
age
mess.
has gone to him.
Dude, I'm fucking losing it. But I do have a candle here. But the lighter was actually maybe I should go out and get the match. While you wait, I gotta go get this match. You think of something to say, CKM? I'm gonna go get a match.
Wait,
Oh, this is live, boys. It's happening. Green screen cam.
Final moment, CKM.
Is that a good,
Doctor
is that a good
doesn't want to
chair?
admit it. Yeah, Doctor doesn't want to admit it, but he's actually going to get some tissues, CKM. So you're going to make him cry. I thought that was a shit chair. I got one of those like
No, I can't
racing
find a
ones
match.
from Office Works.
No, I can't find a match. Usually where I keep them, they're not there. And I'm recording this. I can't go like rummaging through the house for matches for like 10 minutes.
Ask next door.
Yeah, just go out into the street and ask for a light, man. Just be like,
I
"You
hope
got a
everyone
light,
got a
bro?"
quote of your professional under your waist attire, the old trackies in a suit.
Oh shit! Now I'm like, you don't even know my secret. This is why I get so comfortable, because I don't wear any fucking suit pants while I'm recording this, because I fucking hate wearing
It's
them.
leaked. Here it is.
Dude, Frogger's gonna clip that. God damn it. Frogger's gonna clip my track pants now. It's all over. It's ruined.
Probably got socks and thongs on, like everyone in that last podcast at Full Circle.
That wasn't even planned. I
Yeah,
hate.
my dad does
Yeah,
that.
that bothers
Oh.
me more than it
Well,
should.
I forgot to change it in my shoes, and we're like, Russell's like, we're rolling now. I'm like, oh, so I don't get to change? And he's like, no, we're going now. I was like, okay, I'll just wear my thongs. And then I just looked, and all the other boys were wearing thongs, so I was like, okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's on to a serious matter. It's I got an unlit candle here, so unfortunately we have to deal with that. But
Add
CKM,
some flame in. We have the
dude,
technology.
I don't have that kind of budget. I don't have that kind of money. What are you talking about? This is the OCE budget, mate. We can't afford flames.
Oh.
Just a burnt swick, mate. Just a burnt swick. All right. So CKM, like final thoughts about like your before you come. I don't know if you're going to come back or not after year 12, but you know it's been like a pleasure to be able to cast your games. So I remember like all the way from games to season 1. So you've been around for a long time. You know, I wish you all the best, and you know, tell us how you feel about the scene in general and your team and anything you want to talk about.
Yeah, well, shout out to my team. We've been around for a long time. We stuck through some pretty rough days, yeah. Shout out to all the tournament organizers in Australia, all OC, especially Full Circle. Shout out to Dreamboat. He bought my jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Not much of a eulogy. Well, hopefully, like all you guys that have been listening, I'm definitely going to be timestamping like CKM saying goodbye. Or if you can put like comments into YouTube on this YouTube vid or on ANZ Overwatch, and just either rip into CKM or just talk about your favorite moments. Yeah, that too. So let us all know. So it was a pleasure, you know, casting your games, and you know I wish you all the best in your studies, mate. But for all of you listening, it was awesome. The past couple of weeks being over in New Zealand for Full Circle, and I got to thank you all for the support you've given, like all us as casters, and you know the teams as well, being with us late at night in Discord, giving us feedback and just helping us. Because you know when I first started this, never thought we were going to go overseas, so it's like fucking awesome. I got paid to go over and cast you guys play. Like I watch you guys just normally throughout the week, just scrimming or something. So now I get to go over and get paid to do that. Yeah, and just be over in another country.
Just watching me, Bobby.
Yeah, just watching you casually. It's just that I'm actually secretly like linked with Frogger. We actually plan all this stuff together. I'm the actual leak. I'm the fucking mole. But yeah, I all those memes, especially with me with a certain mug. I love all that sort of stuff. Like you guys just make me fucking laugh so much. Like you guys are all awesome. So pretty much gonna end on that note. Goodbye. I'll see you guys next week. Peace. And remember to sign up to Zen Gaming Land. Bye.